Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you can follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me, starting with my titanium white all the way to my cadmium yellow. Now, let me explain to you what I have up here on my canvas while they're running the colors. I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, just like usual, and I added a thin layer of my liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, it's ready to go. We can get started with today's painting. So I'm not gonna waste any time and I'm just gonna go straight into the painting. I'm taking my 1-inch brush straight through alizarin crimson and Prussian blue. Just mixing it on the brush and a little touch of white. Just a little. Again, we're gonna see what we create. We're gonna make this one look interesting since we're starting off season 17. It's crazy to me how time goes real fast. I remember when I was first starting out, those were easier to make since all I had to do was press play. There. I'm excited for the videos to come. I just bought new equipment, new stuff to test out how well I can do this gig, we'll put it that way. How well can I do this? Right now, we're doing it outdoors with some lighting, some mics, all the basic stuff everyone has. And I want to improve my quality. Okay, so as you can see, while I was just chit-chatting, going over with the 2-inch now just to soften it, it's just mixtures of bright red and Prussian blue. You can put more blue, you can put more red. It's really up to you. I just want something in there. There. Very lightly. There we go. Now, let me go ahead and let's paint in a mountain. So all I'm going to do is just go into a little bit of mountain mixture. Just speed up the process. And let's come up here and just make some funky little mountain shapes. There. Whatever your mind can create, that's the limit. There we are. There, just blocking in the basic silhouette just for now. And make sure you scratch off that paint. You don't want to leave too much. There. And you know what? I'm going to mix up a brown. Put that paint to the side. Let's grab some bright red and sap green. Just about equal proportions. 50-50. There we are. A little more green. Just mix it until you get the color you're satisfied with. A little bit of black to that. And we're gonna add a little bit of white to that brown. Now, let's go ahead. Let me grab myself a nice flat brush. We're gonna go into that nice brown color we just mixed up. It's almost like a dark sienna, kind of looks to me, where it's marbled. I don't know if you could see that, but hopefully you could. So just here, maybe there. Probably asking yourself, what are you doing? You're ruining it. Well, that's the process of painting. I ruin what I create. Shoom. Maybe right there. Maybe it's a fence. No, I'm just messing with you guys. Maybe right there. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into a little bit of mountain mixture, just to darken up that shade of brown. I think our shadows would go more or less on my left side. There. Shoop. And let's go into mountain mixture and just let's block it in. Oh, we'll have to fix that mountain in a sec. There, but you can create the shape of the tree and all that good stuff. There. Some of them are gonna be have more leaves. Others are just hanging out, not really caring too much how they're supposed to look. There. Just load up your brush, fire and attack. There we are. Boom, boom, boom. It's kind of better to have a loose stroke with this. People tend to tense up a bit. Loosen up. Just let the brush do the work for you. Load up your brush. Shoom. There we are. Now, let me go ahead and grab a little bit of sap green and cadmium yellow. There we are. Just mix it up to your desire. And same dirty brush. It's gonna make it a little darker, but it's alright. Just loading up my brush and just get it right around. A few little highlights. Don't get rid of all your dark. Don't want to do that. We work so hard to get that contrast. Load up. Boom. And we're gonna add extra highlights after all those are done. So don't worry if you think they're too dull. But if you think they're too dull in general, do it your colors, because painting is a very individual thing, and no one should be telling one person how it's done, or in any way. They could tell you pointers, but they shouldn't be telling you use exactly these colors and this and that. And that's the main thing why I created this channel. So let me go on to more cadmium yellow, extra little highlight right here, and just shoom. Nothing too crazy. It will stand out against those darker ones. If the tree is dark, it'll stand out. If it's not too dark, then it's just gonna blend right in. And I'm fine with that. There we are. There. Kind of those loose strokes. Just using the corner of my flat brush. There. I like that. So, let's go back and resume our mountains. We'll pile up that green I had going on. Let's come up here and just shoom. And you can push those trees back just like so. There. Now, let's grab a little bit of Prussian blue, a little bit of bright red, and just load it up on your brush and just have fun, and boom. Just in case I want some water. Okay? Let's use this brush again and just shoom. Just grab and pull that paint. There we are. Just align it, grab and pull. Shoom. There we are. Not too hard. There. There we are. Perfect. Now, let's go into our brown. The brown we're using for those tree branches. And let's come up here and just graze that upon our mountain hill. I don't know what it is. It's a monstrosity. There. Very gentle though. Right here, little to no pressure. Shouldn't be pushing hard on your palette knife like you're spreading butter. Should be very soft, like you're barely even trying to touch it. There. Maybe a little bit over here. Can't have it missing out. You could kind of shape this out a bit more if you wanted to. I'm just kind of doing the basic. There. So now, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of black. When I say black, I mean mountain mixture to that brown color to create our shadow. Let's come up here and just push up, pull the opposite direction. Same process. Just a few little shadows over here on our mountain. There. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it either. Boom, boom, boom. We just need that last one. Over here, just shoom. Come up here. Okay. Now, you can tap to diffuse that. Just tap. Tap, tap, tap. Following those angles though. Those angles are important. Pull it down softly and just go crisscross. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. We're gonna put in the pair of mountains. Let's go with mountain mixture. Cut a roll. And maybe right over here. I need it to block these. We're supposing that those trees are out there in the back of the mountains, the far. They're not supposed to be close. There we are. And just scratch off the paint. I want mountains that look kind of interesting. The shapes, at least. Grab it and pull that paint. All it does is makes it easier for when you put your highlights on. That way you're not struggling. Shoom. And just make sure to spread that paint the best you can. That way when you work on it, you only have a thin layer. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and pile up this mountain mixture to the side. And let's mix up a batch of brown. So bright red and sap green, equal proportions. And I'm going to add a little bit of mountain mixture. And a little touch of white. Let's come up here and let's decide. Maybe the light's kind of like over here, so I'll make it just trickle and kind of have them connect too. That way it leads the viewer's eye. Shoom. Maybe over here, just boom. Just adding in a few little highlights, which for me is harder because I'm right-handed, so it feels weird for me. There we are. You know what? I'm gonna pile some of that brown, some black, just mixing up our shadow color. We're gonna work our way backwards. Maybe. Shoom. There. You can have a few little shadows going up in there. There we are. The reason why I'm working backwards is because I want to have an idea where I'm trying to go with this. So for me not to get lost, I'm working backwards. Maybe. Shoot. There. Just a few little things going on over there. Shoot. And maybe for a mountain, maybe. Shoot. It just cuts off right here. It breaks that mist. There we are. Bring some attention to it. Now, just tap and just have at it, really. Now, let's go ahead. A little bit of mountain mixture. Load up our 1-inch brush. Full with paint. And we're just gonna make this into a little pond. There. Something like so. Just blocking in our dark color. Okay, and so let me go into our green color, just load up my brush and block in some of that green. I'm not putting in details yet, I'm just blocking in our grassy color. There we are. Okay, now we can go with cadmium yellow, lighten that up. Maybe light's gonna hit right there. Few little indications. Just load it up. There. Okay. Maybe over here we would see a little bit, but it's gonna fade off. There. Something like that. Now you're probably saying you can tell where it starts, where it ends. That's not what we want. Just try to clean your brush off a bit and just let it go and crisscross a bit. There. Just pull it out just a bit. That way you're not too close. And then, shoom. There we are. A little bit of darker green. But I still want some green in there. There. Maybe right around here. You'd see a little bit of grass just growing out. And just shoom. There we are. So now, let's go ahead, let's put in our dirt. Well, first, let's go ahead, let's do some reflections. Nice way to let the viewer know it's water. Nice, easy way. It's almost like a cheat code. Reflections are pretty easy in this technique. There. I think what helps this painting be so interesting is that some spots it has texture, some it's very, very smooth. It's like a blend of two different styles. It's not all texture or no texture. Because I've done paintings where either it has all texture or no texture. And I like doing these kinds because it's like a hybrid. It's like you can't decide whether you want texture or not. Just a little bit. Shoot. Let's fix up that grass. Few little things going on in there. There we are. There. Just loading up color. Color, color, color. There. Maybe you see a little bit more, but I don't want the viewer to see too much there. I want the focus lead all the way in the painting. A little bit of titanium white and just cut some water lines in there. So just cut in a few little water lines here and there just to give the impression of a nice little pond. There we are. Now, let's go ahead and again, blocking color. Blocking in some color. Let's add in more black. So the bottom. Sorry about that. So the bottom could have a bit more contrast. There we are. And you can let it blend, it's alright. We're gonna make it come together. A little bit of that green color, kind of like a gradient in there. Let's go ahead. Let's have some light spots. Maybe right here, just a few little just sparkle through. And just blend it out. I think that makes it look really nice when you add a few little texture and blend it out. But up to you guys. Up to you guys how you want your painting. And let's go ahead into some mountain mixture. Let's come up here. There's gonna live maybe an evergreen tree. Just tap him in. You could use a fan brush, a 1 inch, whatever you feel comfortable with. I just found this flat brush and decided let's use the flat brush. But in reality, you can do it with pretty much anything. You can even do it with a palette knife if you so desired. There. There we are. Load up our brush. Get some somewhat dark color. And just, you know what? Let me put in a few tree trunk indications. Maybe one there, one there. You decide where they live. But most of them will get covered up. There we are. So just going one by one and just applying those highlights. There. Limb for limb, or tree leaves for tree leaves. I don't know how you want to think about it to remember. Shoot. Right there. And let's go into some more cadmium yellow. So now we're just going to add in a few little extra bright highlights by going into more cadmium yellow and just stapling on wherever you think the light would hit it a bit more. You don't have to, I like to, but again, preference. It's all about preference. Just a couple little highlights here and there. Just staple them on. Shoot. And maybe it feels to me like there's a lot of things, but it's still kind of empty. So let's go ahead and just shoop. There. Maybe another one just goes. That one's a crooked one. Maybe someone sat on it while it was growing. Maybe let's just make this one a bit taller. Shoo. There we are. So let me pile up my light brown color. Clean off some of that black from my brush and load up some of that brown. And just come up here and boop. Just load it up and just follow the pattern. A little bit of our dark brown for shadows. There. Few little branches. Just shoot. Few little indications here and there. Okay. And then we're going to put in a tree limb or something just sticking out. Maybe something right there. You know what? We're gonna go into some dark green. We'll make that just disappear really. Just right there, the base. And lastly, let's put in a rock right here, that transition there. Load up some of our gray brown. I'm turning it gray with some of our um, black that I'm polluting it with. Still has a little, no, it's more gray than nothing. There. But that's good because that allows it to have more contrast. If everything's the same color, nothing's gonna show up. A few little touches, just an in between, not too light, not too dark. And I think with that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoy this painting. Try this painting out. If you do, send me a photo. I would love to see what you create. From the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.